as I said earlier, like we named this bad boy Reluctant Servant because I was thinking about Lot. And I think that was in Genesis 19 when Lot and his family was in Sodom and Gomorrah. And God sent 2 angels down to get Lot and his family out of Sodom because he's going to destroy the city, right? And there's a statement inside of the passage that says, when the angels came down to take Lot out, Lot was lingering before the angels like, yo, we got to go because this place about to get beat down. This finna get destroyed. But Lot lingered because Lot didn't want to leave the place that he came so familiar with. He was reluctant. He had to be drugged out of the city pretty much. The angels literally had to like, yo, we're taking you and your family up out of here. But he lingered because he didn't want to leave the place in the position that he was currently in because he was familiar with it. And a lot of times in life, that's how we are. We're familiar with a certain state in which we're operating in. So we will linger, we'll be reluctant to move out of that state and out of that position, regardless if the next position is better for us, because we become comfortable inside that same position. And so when the angels finally get Lot out of the city, they only have one rule: don't look back. That's the only rule that the angels have for Lot and his family. Don't look back, just keep walking forward. And the one person to turn around was Lot's wife. And if you're familiar with that story, she turned around, she turned into a pillar of salt. And here's what's crazy, right? Here's what's crazy. I was searching for Lot's wife name in the Bible. I'm like, I can't, I told Tasha, I said, yo, I don't have no notes prepared. I'm trying to find like Lot's wife name. She was like, ooh, that's a good one. I don't even know her name. And so Tasha was like, man, call Michael. She talking about her brother. I hit him up. I'm like, bruh, what's Lot's wife name? He was like, ooh, bruh, that's a good one. Yep, Chris. They don't even have a name in there. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, her name ain't even mentioned. He said it's mentioned it's mentioned in the old Hebrew text, but that hasn't been verified. And I think her name was Ida, but it hasn't been verified. It's not something that everyone agrees upon. He said, but in the Bible, don't even mention her name, man. The angels gave clear instructions. We take you from a place which is not conducive to who you are as a people. We want you to go to another place that's more fruitful for you as a people. But our only instruction is don't turn around and look at what was. Don't look back and see what was. Because once you turn around and look back and see what was, you're going to become stationary in that same spot forever. Now, a couple of things hit me with this concept of Lot being reluctant to leave and Lot's wife being turned into a pillar of salt, stationary in that same spot, looking back on what was. Like I said, in life, we become comfortable. And I'm not telling you I'm no angel here to guide you out into another place of being. You already know I ain't no angel. But sometimes God will send you a messenger to help guide you from one spot to another. And sometimes in the moment of hearing that information or getting that information or attaining that information, we are reluctant to making that movement. We're dragging our feet. We're making that movement because we know that the position that we're currently in, it's not serving us no more. It ain't doing us no favors. We're in the wrong place. Good people just in the wrong place. So yeah, we are reluctant with moving from a position that we know is moving from a place that we know we should not be in into another place that's more fruitful for us. We're reluctant, but with a little help, we can all get there. And the tragic part about this is that some of us will look back because we still want to cherish what was, when what was no longer worked for us and what we're trying to do now. And because Lot's wife looked back, she got frozen in time in that spot forever. But not only did she get frozen in time forever, her name wasn't even mentioned to carry on. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. You've been given all the tools, you've been given all the motivation, you've been given all the inspiration, and you still look back. And then you looking back is causing your name to not even be mentioned when time moves forward. I wish I could say this in a way that would convey an understanding or convey an inspiration or convey a motivation inside of you where you realize every time you stop and look back at what was, instead of keep going forward, you cementing yourself from reaching that fertile land. Eventually, we all got to get tired of taking 40 years to get someplace when it's just an 11-day journey. That's pretty much how long it took the Hebrews to leave to find the promised land once they left Pharaoh. It's supposed to be an 11-day journey. It took them 40 years because they had to wander in the desert. So eventually we got to get tired of wandering in the desert and get to the destination that we need to get to. Right now with the social media thing, some of us are wandering in the desert. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But you got to get tired of wandering and get there. Stop looking back, stop stalling, one foot in front of each other, and get to the promised land. So I want to leave you with this. I just want to leave you with this and just simply say this. Every last one of you have been tasked with something well before you even knew you was tasked with it. Along the way, you're going to run into hiccups. You're going to run into problems. You're going to run into fears. You're going to run into haters. That's going to happen along the journey. And all of those things are necessary along the journey. They're necessary simply because each time you run into those hiccups, the haters or things that's derailing you, it's creating another version of you that's stronger and better for what's to come, because who you are meant to be can't get there without the hiccups, because where you are meant to be has to be that strong person that can handle those hiccups. Has to be the strong person that can handle a negative comment. Has to be the person that can say, all right, I've been off task for a week. I need to get myself back into gear. But the only way you become that person is to go through those hiccups. So embrace those hiccups, embrace the negative comments, embrace your fear, embrace believing in yourself when you walk past a mirror, because those are all prerequisites into becoming the masterpiece of the human being in the human experience in which you're living out in vivid detail.